Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CR1 Championship finale. In today's video, we will be resolving the quarterfinals, semifinals, and grand finals to determine who will be the winner of the CR1 Championship. If you want to see the analytics of the monsters competing in this video, check out parts 1 and 2 for a full briefing. In today's exposition though, we'll just be mentioning how they will be behaving in combat. Our first battle is between the Nilbog and the Bugbear. To be honest with you, since the Bugbear has only one attack per turn, the Nilbog can pretty much permanently reduce its damage down to 0 with its reaction. So for the sake of the battle not being a 20-minute slugfest, I'll just tell you how long it took for the Nilbog to take down the Bugbear. The entire Nilbog versus Bugbear fight took about 8 or so rounds. You could see me in this voiceover just completely in agony, just rolling in silence and knowing that the Nilbog is just going to win this. That's how it goes. You get one attack, you don't get to progress against the Nilbog. Either way, we all knew it was going to be a W for the Nilbog against the Bugbear. The second battle is going to be between the Scarecrow and the Evil Mage. This battle is going to be a tricky one. I'm going to be keeping the Evil Mage as far away from the Scarecrow as possible and using magic missiles as many times as needed to pelt it down and overcome its resistances. The Scarecrow will be trying to keep pace with the Mage and spam its terrifying glare until it can paralyze the Mage. Well, after that very depressing fight, here we are with the Scarecrow versus the Evil Mage. Scarecrow's initiative is a +1, and it's going to roll a 20. The Evil Mage's dexterity is a +2, and it's going to roll a natural 20 for a 22. Wow. The Evil Mage, trying to get out as many magic missiles as possible. It's going to cast Magic Missile at level 2. This is 4 missiles, so it's going to be 44 plus 4 damage. And it's going to be 14 points of damage towards the Scarecrow. It is not resistant to any of this. The Evil Mage has 30 feet of movement, so it's going to get the hell back right over here. The Scarecrow has 30 feet of movement, so it shall go 30 feet up to here. And it has the Mage within its range for a terrifying glare. The Mage has to make me a DC 11 Wisdom saving throw or be magically frightened till the end of the Scarecrow's next turn. The Evil Mage has a +1 bonus to its Wisdom, and it's going to roll a 16. It is not paralyzed. The Evil Mage, again, shooting down another second level magic missile. 44 plus 4 damage. It's going to be 16 more points of damage towards the Scarecrow. And the Mage is just kinding it at this point. Unfortunate initiative roll. The Scarecrow has its action again. Another terrifying glare towards the Mage. +1 to the Mage's Wisdom. It's going to roll a 5 and is now going to be magically frightened. And now while being frightened, it is paralyzed. Now the Mage, at the start of his turn, it is paralyzed, it can't do anything, and it remains so for the end of the Scarecrow's next turn. And it is now the Scarecrow's next turn. It only has this one shot, one opportunity to try and damage and one-shot the Evil Mage. It is going to make 2 claw attacks. Both of them are with advantage. One attack will hit. This is going to be 44 plus 1 damage. First spin of damage is going to be 11, knocking down half of the Mage's HP. The second hit for the Scarecrow's claws, it has a +3 to this with advantage. And it is going to hit again. Another 44 plus 1 damage. Another 11 damage. The exact roll I rolled last time. It will one-shot the Mage. It's going to take the round. Wow. What a fight. And what a comeback from the Scarecrow. The third battle is between the Brass Dragon Wormling and the Sea Spawn. As per the previous fight, the Wormling will use the same tactic to take flight and spam its breath weapon ability at the Sea Spawn. Both fighters are going to be close enough to each other so they maintain enough distance to reach one or the other with a single round of movement. Alright, Brass Dragon Wormling versus the Sea Spawn fight. The Brass Dragon Wormling is going to be rolling into initiative. It has a +0 to this. And it's going to roll a 15. The Sea Spawn has a -1 to its initiative. And it's going to roll a 13. Brass Dragon will take the initiative. Voiceover Nick here. The moment I saw the Brass Dragon Wormling beat the Sea Spawn in initiative, I just immediately gave up on commentating. It just took up flight and started burning him. The Sea Spawn did not have any opportunities to hit him while it was in flight. It did have an opportunity to tentacle him if it did beat him in initiative, but other than that, it just didn't have any other shot. It took about 6 or so rounds for the combat to be concluded, but at the end, the Brass Dragon Wormling just came out on top. The last fight of the quarterfinals will be between the Dragon Army Soldier and the Tiger. The Tiger will be attempting to run down and pounce on the Soldier, while the Soldier will try to get through as many javelins as possible before switching to his longsword. The final battle of the quarterfinals will be between the Tiger and the Dragon Army Soldier. The Tiger has a +2 to its initiative, and it shall roll a 4. The Dragon Army Soldier has a +1 to its initiative, and it's gonna roll an 18. The Dragon Army Soldier, off the rip, is going to chuck a Javelin on to the Tiger. It has a +4 to hit, and it will hit with a 15. The Dragon Army Soldier's damage is 1d6 +2 plus 1d4 fire damage for its fired imbued weapon. Initial damage is going to be 5, and the 1d4 is going to be 4. That is 9 damage total to the Tiger. Dragon Army Soldier has 30 feet of movement, so he's gonna trek back over here, trying to kite the Tiger. The Tiger's turn, it has 40 feet of movement speed, so it's going to easily manage to get into melee range with the Dragon Army Soldier, but it's going to have no actions remaining because it's going to dash. The Dragon Army Soldier, popping out his longsword, he's going to be making 2 attacks towards the Tiger. He has a +4 to hit, first attack. Going to be 23, that hits. Second is a 22, that hits as well. This is going to be 2d8 +4 initial damage, which is going to be max 18 points of damage. And now 2d4 fire damage. 6 fire damage, that is 24 points of damage total. Now that I'm reading the Dragon Army Soldier's kits, he's able to make 2 Javelin attacks, so he could have gotten the Tiger killed previously. Tiger's turn. +5 to hit. It is going to try and bite the Dragon Army Soldier with a 23 to hit. This time it does, for 8 points of bite damage. Dragon Army Soldier's turn is going to try and finish off the Tiger. 2 longsword attacks at +4 to hit. It's going to be a natural 20 to hit. The Dragon Army Soldier will have more dice on this damage roll than the Tiger currently has HP. It is going to win, and the Dragon Army Soldier will take the round. We now have 2 more battles before we decide who our contestants for the grand finals will be. Here's all of our pairings for the semi-finals. The first battle will be between the Nilbog and the Scarecrow. Since the Scarecrow is one of the only mobs that can inflict damage on the Nilbog in the tournament, it will keep trying to magically paralyze the Nilbog, so it cannot use its reaction to negate the damage once it tries to hit it. Because one good crit, and you can count the Nilbog as good as dead. Alright, a fight I can actually commentate on. The Nilbog versus the Scarecrow. Nilbog has a +2 to its dexterity modifier, and it's gonna roll a natural 20. It's gonna roll a 22 again. Jesus, I'm rolling good today. The Scarecrow has a +1 to its initiative, and it's going to roll a 3. Since this is a bit of a more difficult fight for the Nilbog, it's going to try and use one of its innate spells to try and incapacitate the Scarecrow. And funnily enough, it can use Tasha's Hideous Laughter at will. The Scarecrow has to make me a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw. It has a +0 to this. And it has succeeded. The Nilbog won't do anything to the Scarecrow. The Nilbog has a base intelligence, so it's gonna back up here just so the Scarecrow can't reach it within 1 movement. Scarecrow's turn, whenever it rolls up, it's going to use its full movement to get as close as possible to the Nilbog and use its terrifying glare to try and incapacitate and fear the Nilbog. Nilbog has to make me a DC 11 Wisdom saving throw. It has -1 to this, actually. The Nilbog will roll a natural 1, making it a 0, and currently the Nilbog is paralyzed. Nilbog on its turn cannot do anything, so it's gonna skip. Now the Scarecrow is going to go into melee range and finally try to hit the Nilbog. One last feature, as if we didn't need any more, that the Nilbog had is Nilbogism, which is any creature that attempts to damage the Nilbog must first succeed on a DC 12 Charisma saving throw or be charmed until the end of the creature's next turn. So what this means is the Scarecrow, whenever it tries to attack him, he's got to make a Charisma saving throw. Funnily enough, the Scarecrow actually has a +1 to this. And it's going to roll a 17, so it can, in fact, target the Nilbog. The Scarecrow is going to roll 2 attacks with a +3 each with advantage. The first attack with advantage, it's going to be a natural 20. As if it didn't need to crit anymore. It will hit. The damage is going to be 44 plus 1 damage to the Nilbog. And at 11 damage, the Nilbog's reign of terror will finally come to an end. And it's going to be knocked out of the tournament. GG's. The second battle of the quarterfinals will be between the Brass Dragon Wormling and the Dragon Army Soldier. Same tactics as previously stated for these two, but now the Wormling has a much bigger chance of getting shot out of the sky due to the Dragon Army Soldier being able to utilize 2 Javelin attacks. Brass Dragon Wormling has a +0 to this, And it has rolled a 3 on its initiative. The Dragon Army Soldier has a +1 to its initiative. And it has rolled a 9. So the Dragon Army Soldier will beat it in initiative. Since it has no use to utilize its javelins because the dragon hasn't taken flight yet, the Dragon Army Soldier will close the gap and try to take 2 longsword attacks towards the dragon. Both of these attacks have a +4 to hit. First attack misses. Second attack is a 20. It hits. Considering that the Brass Dragon Wormling only spits out fire damage, the Dragon Army Soldier is going to opt to not have his shield, lowering down his AC to 15, but instead dealing more damage with his longsword, making it versatile. This is going to be a D10 plus 2 damage. It's going to be 7 points of initial damage, plus 3 more points of fire damage. I think this is the first bit of damage the Brass Dragon Wormling has taken the entire tournament. The Brass Dragon Wormling is going to go ahead and use its action to disengage and fly 40 feet up into the air. And now it cannot do anything else. The Dragon Army Soldier, now with 2 javelins, it's going to swap and try to chuck 2 javelins with disadvantage onto the Brass Dragon Wormling. 2 attacks, 1 attack with disadvantage. It's going to be a 21 to hit. Would have been a natural 20, but still, this is a d6 plus 2 initial damage, which is 8 points of damage. The Dragon Army Soldier will skewer the dragon from the air. It's going to hit the ground and be out of the tournament. The Dragon Army Soldier moves on to the final round of the CR1 Championship. And now it is time for the final battle of the tournament. I've already reiterated their strategies multiple times before, so we're just going to get to the fighting. Scarecrow has a +1 to its initiative, and it's going to roll a 9. The Dragon Army Soldier also has a +1 to its initiative. It's going to roll a 17. Keep in mind, the Dragon Army Soldier's attacks are imbued with fire damage, and the Scarecrow is vulnerable to fire damage himself. Dragon Army Soldier is going to opt to get into melee range with the Scarecrow. Now, since the Scarecrow can't fly away from it at all, he is going to have his shield with him, making his AC 17. They're all going to be with the +4 to hit. First attack is an 18. Second attack is an 11. Both attacks will hit the Scarecrow. This is going to be 2d8 plus 4 initial damage, which is going to be 14. And the 2d4 fire damage is just going to be doubled. 7 points of fire damage doubled to 14. So this is 28 points of damage to the Scarecrow. The only way the Scarecrow can realistically get out of this is if it uses its Terrifying Glare to paralyze the Dragon Army Soldier. So it is going to try and do that. The Dragon Army Soldier has to make me a DC 11 Wisdom saving throw. The Dragon Army Soldier has a +0 to this. And the Dragon Army Soldier has failed. It is now paralyzed. On the Dragon Army Soldier's turn, he can't do anything. He's got to wait until the end of the Scarecrow's next turn to be able to move. Scarecrow's turn, just like with the Evil Mage, it is going to try and one-tap this guy. 2 attacks with a +3 to hit. These are all with advantage. First attack is a 21 to hit. Second attack is a 13. Only 1 attack will hit, making it a 44 plus 1 points of damage. And it is another 11 damage, halving the Dragon Army Soldier's HP. But now the Dragon Army Soldier has to make me another Wisdom saving throw, or he's going to be normally frightened. Not with paralyzation, just regular frightenedness. What this means is, if the Dragon Army Soldier fails his next Wisdom saving throw, he's just going to have a disadvantage on his attacks, but not be paralyzed. Dragon Army Soldier has a +0 to this, and is going to succeed. And at the end of the Scarecrow's next turn, the Dragon Army Soldier is no longer paralyzed, no longer feared. He can make 2 more attacks. These could be the killing blows. The Dragon Army Soldier, with his longsword, is going to make 2 more attacks against the Scarecrow. First attack is a 10. Second attack is a 10! Both attacks will miss! Scarecrow is within killing range of the Dragon Army Soldier, so it is going to just try to claw 2 times at the Dragon Army Soldier. It has a +3 to its 2 claw attacks. First attack is going to be a 19 that hits, and a 14 that doesn't. The Dragon Army Soldier is going to take 2d4 plus 1 points of damage. It's going to be 5. The Dragon Army Soldier has to make me another Wisdom saving throw, or he will be frightened. No modifiers to this. He's going to roll a 3 and fail. Dragon Army Soldier's turn rolls up. What a neck-and-neck fight this has been. The Dragon Army Soldier is going to have disadvantage on 2 of his longsword attacks. All of these are with +4. First attack. Initial roll is 17, but a 14 on the disadvantage. That will still hit, I believe. Yes, he does. It's going to be a d8 plus 2 slashing damage initially. Also, breaking news, I completely forgot that the Scarecrow was immune to his slashing damage, so I'm gonna give back the 14 damage that the Dragon Army Soldier dealt with him. So I'm gonna be just halving the damage that the Dragon Army Soldier dealt with him with the slashing damage, which was 14, so it would have been half the 7. So I'm just gonna give him back 7 HP. Alright, whew, people were gonna be mad at me there. Jesus. The Dragon Army Soldier's initial damage with slashing is going to be 3 points of damage, halved to 1. And 1d4 points of fire damage, which is going to be 1, doubled because of the vulnerability. The fire damage is now going to be 2. The second attack with the Dragon Army Soldier's longsword is going to be 18 initially. 18. With disadvantage, even then it hits. 1d8 plus 2 initial damage, which is going to be 9, halved to 4. And with fire damage as well, if it rolls a d4, it's going to be doubled and instantly kill the Scarecrow. It is a 2, doubled, it is now 4. This is neck and neck. The Scarecrow's turn is going to try and finish off the Dragon Army Soldier. With 2 of its claws, it has a +3 to hit on both of them. First attack is a 15, will not hit. But the 21 will. This is 2d4 plus 1 damage. And it is going to roll 5 damage, leaving the Dragon Army Soldier on 1 HP. Wow. Dragon Army Soldier needs to make me a wisdom saving throw or he's going to continue being frightened. +0 to a save. It is going to be an 8. The Dragon Army Soldier will still keep on being frightened. Dragon Army Soldier, 1 HP. Barely holding on. Can a member of the Dragonlance module take this? 2 attacks, both with disadvantage. First attack with disadvantage is going to be 23 initially, 23. That will hit. There's only one conceivable way the Scarecrow could evade being killed here, is if he rolls minimal damage on both of his dice. First things first, it is a d8 plus 2. If it rolls a 1, the Scarecrow is still in play. But it has rolled a 6, so that would be 3 points of damage to the Scarecrow, and the extra fire damage would be at least 1d4, and the Scarecrow will die, making the Dragon Army Soldier the premier winner of the CR1 Championship Tournament. Thank you for watching this wild ride of a championship. There will be more to come in the next few weeks, as I'm planning to go through every single CR possible to explore who the champions of all the CRs will be. If you're interested, feel free to subscribe to see our future videos. And to whoever is still watching, have yourselves a good one.